Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Q&D Travels, where we try to provide you information to help you travel, relax, and be rejuvenated. Today, we'll be going over passport rules for cruise travel. So, let's take a few minutes to talk about something that's really important if you're planning a cruise. Passport rules for U.S. citizens. Cruise travel has its own set of requirements that can be different from air travel, and not knowing the rules ahead of time can cause major problems at the port. So, here's a breakdown. If it is a closed loop cruise versus an open loop cruise. First, the big question: do you need a passport to go on a cruise? Well, it depends. If you're talking about a closed loop cruise, which means a cruise that starts and ends at the same U.S. port, and only visit destinations in places like the Caribbean, Mexico, or Canada, then you typically don't need a passport. Instead, you can use a government issued photo ID like a driver license and a certified birth certificate, not the photocopy. This applies to popular cruises leaving from places like Miami, Galveston, or Los Angeles and return to the same port. But there is a catch. Why a passport is still recommended. Even though a passport isn't required for closed loop cruises, it's still highly recommended. You may ask why. Let's say there's a medical emergency or you missed the ship at a foreign port and need to fly back to the US. In those cases, you will need a passport to fly internationally. Without, without one, it can be very complicated and expensive to get back home. So even if you are not legally required to bring it, having a valid passport is always the safest option. Now, if you are on a open loop cruise, passports are required, meaning that cruises start in one country and end in another. Even if it is a different US port, you must have a valid passport. Also, cruises that visit destinations outside of the Western Hemisphere, like Egypt, Asia, or South America, always require a passport. Passport validity requirement. Here's another important tip: make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your trip. Some countries have strict entry rules and may not let you off the ship if your passport is too close to expiring. Passport for kids. For kids under 16 on closed loop cruises, a birth certificate is usually enough. But again, if there's any risk of needing to fly, it's smart to get them a passport too. And remember, kids' passports are only valid for 5 years, not 10. So, if you are on a closed loop cruise, passport is not required but recommended. If you are on an open loop or international cruise, passports are required. Always check your cruise line policies in the entry rooms of the country you are visiting. A little planning goes a long way when it comes to travel documents. Bringing a passport, even if it is optional, gives you more flexibility and peace of mind while you enjoy your trip. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to seeing you again from Q&D Travel as we help you travel, relax, and be rejuvenated.